Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Just Gaming Today. It is freezing cold outside, so I've decided to do a little live run of Invented 2. And essentially what I'm doing is just going through some of the levels that I've already gone through before I'm repeating them so we can advance our research tree and also pick up different research items from the levels and complete some of the quests, make advancements in the game. Now, one of the things I'll probably highlight in the 1.7 video when we get to that one is I did pick up one of the trophies. So you see here, this used to be a completely blank, I call this the pedestal. I'm not sure what it's really supposed to be called. I call this the pedestal where all the trophies end up going. And I did pick up the basic trophy. You can see there's a lot of different trophies to gain. You kind of pick these up randomly throughout the game. They're like an ultra rare drop. You don't get these hardly at all. But eventually you start collecting them. They end up being pretty good. They're just, I look at them as an extension of the research tree. And you get basically some type of bonus. So this one, the basic tower gets a 2% experience points multiplier, which is really good. So as you find these, your towers and different things you do in the game get better and better. You can see there's a lot of different ones here. What I think happens is as you use these particular towers or items more, these have a higher chance to drop during that run, but the chance for them to drop is pretty rare. So it's going to be kind of random how you get these and how often you get these. So don't despair if you don't have any. You'll eventually start to acquire them little by little. I don't think there's a way to force them. There might be something in the research tree that lets you go after trophies, but I don't recall if that's the case or not. So what we're going to do is just kind of work through some of the levels we've already gone through on the live and see if we get farther. Now, this morning, I already started with 1.1 and 1.2. Let's see what the little quest is for the day. So the quest I've already completed, which was the daily loot 1.1. So let's run a 1.3 and see where we get. You see the maximum levels I'm getting here is pretty decent. You know, kind of in the 60s here, and mostly because these are longer pathways than the original. The original one has kind of a short pathway, so getting this waves pushed up is kind of difficult. But it can be done, you know, as we make advancements in the research tree. This gets a little more doable. And that's what's happening here too, as we are getting advancements in the tree and moving forward. But really what we need to do is kind of push and open up this stage 2 here. So some of the research tree ends up being exposed. But on this live session, I'll go ahead and I'm going to run 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6. And then I'm probably going to run 1.7 on its own video and try and work through these so we can get stage 2 open. Stage 2 opens up parts of our research tree. If you look down in the research tree, it basically tells you here that you need a certain amount of monies and you need opened level 2.1. So we really need to get 2.1 open so we can start opening this up. The reason this part of the tree is important is this right here, can mine scalar. So what you see here is we have quite a bit of money and different things here, but we don't have any active things to invest in over here. And the reason being is we're starting to require the basic mining resources. So you see this is green scalar here, and we don't have any ability to mine it. So the only way we can actually increase these abilities any further is if we progress in the levels. So we're kind of stuck here. We might be able to progress some of this other stuff if we wanted to, like be non-green scalar things here. You see that here. However, I think we need to push, so we need to push this up higher before this activates. We can also progress in the star tree, but really we're going to be bound by, you know, being able to start mining, and being able to start mining requires us to get to 2.1. So I'm going to go ahead and, probably shoot those videos today and at least work through that first pass. If I have a video where I don't get all 3 stars, I'll go through that level again at a later date. Actually, on this live, we'll go through 1.6 and we see if we get that third star. I'm not sure if we will or not, but we'll see. So let's go back and start up 1.3 and see what kind of damage we can do. So currently we're on wave 65 as our max. And then we're working on the sniper. Enemies killed by the sniper tower. We should get that. We only need 29 more. And enemies killed during one game. So maybe we'll get that. I don't know how many enemies we get through on these waves. But if we get both of these, we'll expose 2 more quests, and it should be fun. So this is mostly a sniper run that we want. We're going to put out 5 sniper towers in anyways. Not really sure if we need to press and like put a sniper tower here or something. Maybe we'll, or maybe we'll put sniper towers here. Let's maybe stick away from the cannon. There are no weak. I've been putting cannons here, but there are no weak enemies coming. So maybe we'll just go like a pure sniper run with some freezing towers. So freeze, 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 get everything frozen all through its path, and put basic towers here and sniper towers around. So let's give that a shot and see how we do. To begin though, we're going to put out the basic towers. I'm going to put one here and one here. And then maybe one more here. Try to point now where we can essentially put out 3 basics and a freezing tower and still have a little money left over. So that's not too terrible. So let's get started here and see how this goes. I'm going to kind of set this guy to random, and then so it's going to be freezing there. So let's put in another basic tower. I'm just going to lace out all the basic towers that we planned, and then look to start putting a sniper tower out so we can get. It's not going to matter really, because if this sniper tower quest was brand new, it would be a little different story. But we only need 29, so it's not terrible. Let's get a sniper tower out after this basic. All right, all the basics are out. The first sniper tower I'm going to put here. This seems to be a good spot for it. And then we'll maybe put one over here and one over here and get them kind of positioned around so they start to level up. So it is a good idea to get, if you have a tower that you need to work through, it is a decent idea to get them laid out early so they can just start getting some experience points. Having them earning experience points as we go along is very, very effective, because then they get to that level 4, so they can select from this, these 3 abilities earlier in the run. Yeah, so I'm going to put one more sniper tower and then look to, I'm going to set these to random as well. I almost always set the sniper towers to random in the beginning, so that way they have the potential to just outright kill one of the enemies when it hits them. Let's start lacing in the 2 freezing towers, and then pretty much everything sniper towers, and doing some upgrades. We might do some upgrades on the basic towers just so they can be more killy. Freezing, one more freezing, and then actually let's throw in one more sniper tower. Probably here. We'll put that last freezing tower in, and then the basics of our defense systems should be in place. Then we just start lacing in some sniper towers as we increase the levels here. And you can see there are some, this is a decent map to mine some green scalar. We had a full green scalar up here, and what you'll also see is there's these mix. So these mixes have green and the blue, which is kind of the level 2 mining resource. Then this light, this is the full level. I think this is level 3, and this is level 3 and level 4. So some of these you still won't be able to mine until you progress down that tree quite a bit. There's kind of a mining and a special abilities tree. We haven't seen any of the special abilities unlocked yet, which is fine. We'll end up getting to them. But, the special abilities are things that it'll be like, you can launch a fireball, you can launch a lightning bolt, and you actually control those as part of the game here. Like, we're investing in these things. Once we get the abilities, I think they are housed over here. I can't recall. But once you get them, you can push the research tree so you have a number of times that you can do them. But those things eat resources and dollars and stuff, so you don't want to use them all the time unless you're okay just spending the bucks on them. but you can, affect the outcome of your run. So if you're really, really pushing a run, you want to get to just eke out that next wave. You can kind of use these abilities to make that happen. So it is good when you start to open them. We'll eventually get there. I do like restarting this because it's a little more of a challenge. I'm just not pushing through these waves and doing whatever I want in the game quite yet. So I like starting over. I think that kind of comes from the tower defense games, but also games like Path of Exile, where you have like seasons and you just start over again. You start over again. You start over again. I like having nothing and then working that economy and working the building new characters and trying new builds and trying different things out. Like this time, instead of the cannons, we're putting these snipers here. Hopefully it'll be a little more effective and we can push the waves farther. So I'd be good with all that. I think we're just going to lace in all these snipers. We seem to be okay with it. This guy, I think I'm going to set to just front and see if we can keep a couple of fronts here. I might switch this guy to random and then look to throw him in as a, get the guy in front shooter here. Then we're going to start to level the interior and then the snipers. All right, so we have everybody out now as far as our towers. So let's start leveling some stuff up. We should be very close on experience points on these towers to getting that first special ability choice. Here, so we have all of our basics leveled up one. I'm going to level this guy up even though he doesn't have much experience. It is important to make sure that you're doing that. So on this guy here, let's go with, he's going to be turning a lot. So let's go ahead and make him a ricochet guy. Maybe he'll do a little AoE. And then the next ones I'm probably going to go with either attack speed or the damage. We'll kind of break those out with the other four. Not really sure which one's better. I kind of just use a little bit of each and make sure that the towers seem like they're killing things off okay. I am going to set this tower here to maybe more of a sniper tower to pick off anything that's weak that's coming by. So let's get some of the freezing towers upgraded here. And also this guy, hopefully he'll start accumulating a fair amount of experience to push to his special upgrade as well. I believe with the freezing towers that you get experience points for anything that's killed in its radius. The freezing tower doesn't actually do any of its own. So this guy I'm picking that penetrates the original target and deals 60% damage to the one enemy behind it. I like that in these beginning levels especially because there's weaker enemies that the snipers are pretty good at. So this one I'm going to pick damage. And we're just going to take like damage, speed. This one I'm going to take probably damage or speed on as well. All right, so we got some freezing towers. I'm going to upgrade this one. And then let's go ahead and take a look at this guy here is already leveled up. Maybe level this guy up. And maybe this guy, we can push some of the range. So sniper towers, these beginning levels, really push the range out quite a bit. So if you can, make a pass at your snipers and then, don't neglect them. Because you see this guy here can't even fire over here. So getting him to be firing through this corner will be quite nice. And if we do, you can see if it's something that's shaving that corner over here, if it's something that he can still keep his aim at, you can kind of keep your aim like right out to here. So he's on the edge of just being able to fire at everything all the time. That's really what you want with the snipers, is get them ranged out as far as they can so they can maintain that aim, because it takes them a long time to aim. If you watch the little cone shapes, kind of collapse into a line, that's the aim portion of their attack. And that really takes quite a while. So getting more and more range on your snipers is where it's at. So I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade the snipers, then we'll go back for an internal run. If we get all these, let's see, I'm gonna put an attack speed on this one. Yeah, so let's go ahead and try and push some of these towers up to level 4. Doesn't really matter which ones. I just want to start getting some towers that I could ignore. So like this tower's done. We don't need to do anything else with it. We're going to just kind of work our way here. I'm going to push this guy here because he's closer to the end. Maybe he can snipe some things. And he also does, he's the tower. I've talked about this in Outhold and different games like Rogue Tower and some of the other things that I've demoed. Having this like double effect on a tower is really good. So this tower is doing a lot of work here and a lot of work here. It's a very effective tower to invest into. So watch those in different tower games that you play. That looping mechanism where they come back around again, very, very effective. This tower is the same way. It's going to do work over here and over here. So for any tower defense, you want to pay attention to, where's my tower doing work? Also, we've seen before, click off this for a second, you see this kind of splat map. This is a representation of where every single enemy has died. So you can kind of see where you're doing a good job of killing things. So right now, nothing's past this barrier here at the moment. It'll happen here real soon, but at the moment, you can kind of track and see how well you're doing. Things get, if you've got most of your splats over here, it could potentially be a problem, right? So I'm going to probably do a pass on these freezing towers now that I have the internal towers good. And by a pass, I just mean I'm just going to get them all up a level. And then I'm probably going to go for this and then start some snipers. I'm going to pick a sniper in each of these groupings and just start pushing it up to level 3 if I can. Hopefully, we can make that happen here. I at least want these 2 freezing towers updated. Pushing this freezing tower would be good because just getting that, if we can cover this little bit of extra area with some zone expansions, that would be nice as well. Let's bebop between these 2. And also, I am looking to start these rounds earlier. So you see right now it's +4. If I can, I'm going to try and start it maybe around a +2 if I can. There we go. Just try and eke out a little bit of extra currency each time. All right, so both of those are done. So let's pick I think I'm going to try this guy. And let's see here. We got a lot of room there, a lot of room there. This guy's already level 5, so let's go ahead and push him and take advantage of his awesomeness, I guess. So right now, every basic tower is level 4. That's my current max. That is not the max for the game. So this is level 4 is upgrade level, and then you have your experience point level below this level 5. So both of those are things you can increase within the research tree. My current maximum on probably most of my towers is a level 4 upgrade and a level 5 experience. So as you increase those levels and as you increase the effectiveness of your towers, you come back and run these maps again and you try and get through even more quests. So we did get through the sniper quest. It looks like that was pretty simple. Let's upgrade this guy. Doing the same penetrate and hit the second target. So I'm going to try and create some super snipers here. And then, this guy's level 3 now. Let's go down here and see if we can get this guy to level 3. Then we'll probably loop back and, make a pass at these freezing towers again. I'm probably going to go in the reverse direction where I start with this guy here. To just try and push his freezing out a little more if the range increases on the next upgrade. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. But I want this guy to be effective. He's doing a lot of work here at the end. You see they've advanced to this zone here now, so they're into the next block. Well, they'll start getting further and further along, so it's just going to happen because they're getting more hit points, they're getting more, oops, I hit the space bar, but it didn't take effect. All right, so I think we did push the range out a little bit. So it's 2.49 tiles versus 2.34. I wouldn't mind pushing it out yet again, but we're at 170 for our upgrade. If we push it out, we're pretty much done with this tower, and hopefully we'll eke out just a little bit more. And you see they're getting into this tile now. So they're starting to progress into these later tiles, which is fine. It's just, it's bound to happen. So runway 44, I think the best one was, we've obviously opened up into the 60s, mid 60s on this one, I think, because we're looking to defeat wave 71. So here we got a max freezing tower now. And then I'm going to look at, which guy do I want here? So maybe this middle one, he's going to cover more area here. I know this one could potentially go into this one, but let's do some experiments here. So now I can cover from here all the way to the end. And this guy I want to go all the way to the end of our base here, or the entrance of our base, I should say. The end of the enemy pathing is where I was trying to get at. Yeah, I've got those two super sniper basically doing a lot of work. So I'm going to start to just lace these guys all up to level 2. Mostly what I'm looking for is just their range. Increase their range so they can fire more often and, you know, get to be more effective at just laying down more damage. The run's going pretty good so far. Now you see this one has a glow around it. When it has a glow around it, it has a piece of resources that will be allocated, you know, as a prize at the end of the map. So you do want to kill those. You don't have really real control over it or whatnot. Like an outhold, you could place that marker on somebody and your towers would fire at them. You can kind of make that happen in this game through the aiming mechanisms. You know, what do I target here? I should say targeting mechanism, not really aiming, but you get what I mean here. You can say, oh, this guy's at full health, so I'm going to switch this to stronger. And we did just complete our second quest. So completing these bottom quests, even if you're kind of still working through the wave quests, which we are here, completing these bottom quests means when we run another one of this particular level, we'll have 2 brand new quests to go after and 2 brand new pieces of rewards that we can go after too. Oh, I upgrade this guy to 3. I wanted to get this guy to 2 first. I'm going to go ahead and push this guy and see if we can push out into this here. This guy's almost going to the end. I'm also wondering if I want to slow things down a little bit. Yeah, let's do these freezing towers first. I like the position our snipers are in right now. And we also haven't gotten anybody past this line here now. So that's pretty good. So if I can freeze them a little bit longer, we'll keep them out of this area here. So far, so good. You know, this is pretty good for this point in the game, and they're not getting into, you know, these last few blocks quite yet. That splatter map's kind of a good indicator to tell you, you know, hey, where exactly are they getting? You know, I haven't taken any damage. I can't remember. So they're starting to push into this next block. So these freezing towers are going to be something. You know, we got one that actually made it over here, but for the most part, again, all of our kills are here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try and max each of these freezing towers out. We're actually close to the level going up here as well, and here actually, because it's kind of zoned into this area here, so that leveling is you know, coming from killing things in this area as well. So these stronger ones are going to start making it farther down the line here. I've got one more freezing tower to upgrade, and then we can start working on all the snipers, because then everything here is done. I think I'm going to keep the aiming as is. We got one random. I wonder if I can make this kind of a weak. Yeah, let's do that. Let's make it just going after the weakest one and try and do like a little assassin work here. I know it's towards the beginning of the run, you know, beginning of where the enemies are coming out. It's going to aim at whatever it wants to aim at. I think it aims at the beginning enemy or the front enemy until it has a weaker target. Okay, we have an upgrade here, and let's go ahead and look to level 2. We'll look to upgrade this one so we can push it farther out. A little bit farther, but not, we're still, I don't think it increased the range all that much. So 5.51 versus 5.51. Yeah, so there's no upgrade range going from 2 to 3. But I'm wondering if there's an upgrade in range going to level 4. I do want a level 4. These guys are level 4 upgrade. These guys are level 5 experience. So I'm wondering, yeah, there we go. So you see it goes from 5.1 or 5.51 to 5.92. So now this particular sniper here is working the entire map. I think this one here is already working the entire map. And now we're going to start taking some damage, unfortunately. Oh, we actually avoided it. Our snipers got the guy right at the end. I'm not sure we can push any of these guys to work the entire map, but I think we can push them to be faster. So you see aiming speed. Oh yeah, when you hover over this, it tells you exactly what it's going to do. So I really can't do anything else with the internals here. I can do the freezing. I think that's probably the best thing to do. We've got our snipers about where you've already got one sniper to level 4. That's actually very difficult to do just because it's 190 at level 4. So if we can get this to 170, our freezing's done and we can start just concentrating on getting some of these. I want to get these level 2 snipers to level 3. And you can see actually when I hover over it, once we get enough gold, I didn't see that before because I wasn't sitting on the gold coins. But when you hover over it, it tells you up here, it puts the little pluses of what it's going to change. So level 3, it looks like for the snipers, all about aiming, rotation, and damage. And does anybody have any abilities? I don't see any abilities yet. Those freezing ones must be very, very close with their abilities. I'm actually going to look to upgrade this one because he has full control of the surface here. So maybe let's do a little compare here. He does increase his attack speed, so I am going to go ahead and hit this once it's available. I don't know how deep we're going to be able to get it with this, but the snipers do seem a little more effective than the cannons were, maybe. I don't feel the cannons are extremely effective towers at the earlier levels because you haven't upgraded them. But later on, once they've been upgraded within the research tree, they're actually very good, especially if you just build like all cannons. Now on this map, you can't really build all cannons because so many outlying platforms. But on some of the maps, taking like an all cannon approach is interesting because of just the pure AoE they can do. They end up, laying down a lot of fire, and that fire takes out, multiple targets once you get all that going there. All right, so we've got every single sniper at level 3 or level 4. Oh, we got a freezing tower finally. Okay, I'm going to freeze them even more. I don't know how much farther we're going to get here, but maybe we can push a couple more levels past, at least get to 63 again. That's one thing I would hope for. I think our max is 63. Or no, that's our current zone. So I'm not sure what our previous high was. Yeah, I think that's our current wave. If we get through this wave, this is wave 63. A couple more kills here and we should be able to upgrade this guy. That's good. Upgrade this guy next if we can. I don't know if we're going to make it through this one, but they're just starting to have so many hit points that we don't do enough damage, even though we're hitting them and they're snipers. The snipers do lots of damage. It's just not enough to kill some of these guys off. So you really have to push the research tree to get much farther. Yeah, we are on wave 64 though. I think this is better than our previous run. So we should get a new record as far as our waves are concerned. These are spaced out a little better, so we're able to do some more work on them. So it looks like we'll get through that with no damage, which is quite good. Now this one, they're bunched up a little more. This one might be a little more difficult, but we'll see. It would be nice for some of these snipers to hit their experience point levels over here. If we can get that going, I only have 4 health left, but if you can get that going where you've got the experience points giving you that extra penetration or damage. Damage might be something to look into now. It looks like we're going to take 2 that time. I don't see any other snipers opening up to... Here we go. Let's look at just pure damage and see if we can just kill the thing off at the front. Not sure. Yeah, it looks like it's hitting these greens, but it's not killing them outright. Oh, it killed that one. Okay, we got a little bit further, but we're not making it through this grouping. I can't imagine. Yeah. So that went pretty well. I'm not opposed to that. Now, it said defeated wave 65, so we didn't reach our record. That's interesting. But the green wave killed us, so maybe our previous record was 65. We kind of met. We did get a better score, and we got some decent items here. And we did get a crate as well. So I'm not opening the crates on the live feeds, but I'll open them on when I run through 1.7 here. So let's see. Let's look at... Yeah, I think we're still stuck on research, so let's go through 1.4. Maybe I'm not going to do all the way to 1.6. I'll probably do 1.4 and then, yeah, that's interesting that I really don't think 65 was our max wave before. So let's take a very close look. So we're at wave 54 is what we want to get past here. So I'm going to write down 54 so I don't forget. It's not too old. All right, so 54 is our target here. If we get past 54, if we just eke to 55, we actually get a key and some extra dollars. So our current quests for this one is enemies killed by sniper, enemies killed by cannon, or damage dealt by cannon. So we do want to place some cannons out to start working through that quest. It is important you advance these quests. So by laying cannons out, I might endanger getting to 55 here, but getting through these quests is quite imperative because you want to expose more and more quests to get those extra bonuses and have the ability. I kind of have fun working on these, so I'm good. So sniper and cannon, let's see what we got here. So on this particular run, we do have some tile bonuses now. This is the rotation bonus, meaning the tower that is here will rotate 160% faster. So I might actually put a sniper here. The agility on a sniper, that's how kind of fast they turn and stuff, is a 1. Like the agility on a cannon is really, really high, so I don't know that it's going to benefit from this spot as much. So I'm thinking I might actually put a sniper here. Yeah, I don't think I've done that yet. I put a sniper here and here on the gold and the rotation. But for now, let's look to where we're going to put the freezing tower. So that's something I like to map out in the beginning, is how am I going to freeze everything? So if I put a freezing tower here and a freezing tower here, there's going to be a little bit of non-overlap and then a freezing tower here. I think that's our play. Yeah, I'm wondering if I squeeze it over a little bit and just have them come out without a freeze. I could close this gap up some. Yeah, I think we can expand a little bit more this way, but I think I want this whole area to have freezing. So I think I would put the first freezing tower here. It says we need cannons. I'm going to throw a cannon here. And then let's throw a basic tower here. And we're 7 gold away from having another basic tower. So let's go ahead and start. And then let's maybe look to put a basic tower here just to pick up anything that might squeak through. Actually, I'm going to put it right at the end. So I might put a cannon here. Boy, that was a lot that squeaked through. Boy. Okay, looks like we're going to handle it though. So let's look at, we're at 28. I'm going to go ahead and throw another basic tower here if we can. Yeah, I'm a little nervous about that, but I'm kind of okay at the moment. I'm going to probably put a cannon here anyway, so I'd love to get a cannon in here. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to set the cannons to nearest. I like having cannons at nearest. They don't have to move as much, and they can just keep firing. I'm going to put a basic tower here to help out on some of the start. I think like I can take care of these guys here. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be okay. Now I want to start looking at lacing in these two snipers if I can, and then freezing. It may not be in exactly that order. We might have to throw a freezing tower in here somewhere. I might do that, a sniper, freeze, sniper. Because I want to start earning some extra gold here. And it looks like we're eking by. But this strong is going to come out here. It might be our next run. So I want to have a sniper out if I can. Oh, it's still green. This is a big time grouping here. So hopefully the cannon can do some work over here. But looks like we're going to get through that one okay. Okay, sniper. Let's set it to random. And then let's look to throw in a freezing tower. Then we'll look one more freezing tower and we're done with freezing. It might have been better to put the freezing tower over here, but I don't know that I've actually played with it over here. But we'll see. The overlapping freezing towers are quite good because then you get multiple layers of frost on the enemies as well. So it's not really a waste. They're going to get that little kickstart in their movement right at the beginning, but we'll slow them down pretty quickly. All right, second freezing tower deployed. And then let's maybe look at getting this sniper here as well. So enemies killed by sniper, damage dealt by cannon. Wonder if I want a cannon here, just to maybe another cannon here. I don't know, because we're going to put in a lot of sniper towers on the edges. I'm going to go ahead and place a cannon here just because I need to deal out a lot of cannon damage. I'm not going to deal it if I don't have cannons. So hopefully you eke that out. I don't like our splat map. You can see where you don't have the freezing, they just start to speed up and they don't die here. So you definitely want to get your freezing established. That's, I think, the next thing to look at. And then I'm probably going to put a cannon and then start lacing in snipers. I should have more snipers by now, but did we make it? No. He's going to get one guy through. Now, what I don't like about having somebody get to the base, and we're probably not looking good here either. I think I'm just going to risk it. Did we get it? Yes. Okay. I'm going to upgrade this guy real quick just to have him doing a little bit more damage. Let's see. We've got only one sniper out. I think we're going to have to lace in another sniper to try and work these strong runs that come out. So let's do that. It's not going to get full range, but it is going to potentially be able to aim and hit something once it gets over here. And we need to lay it down to start getting experience points too. So it's going to be what it is here. Get that out. I'm going to go random. Shoot at whatever you can. So once he gets over here, yeah, so he's able to do some work down here. There's just enough space for him to do that. Then if we level him up, it's going to be better. So I'm going to try and lace in a cannon here. And then we really need to look at doing some upgrades and then lacing in snipers up here as well, or maybe even increasing the range of these guys. One more cannon and all of our basic towers are down within the internal pieces. Then we have those outlier platforms that are out there we need to address as we can squeeze them in. So, oh, we got one more cannon, sorry. So another cannon here. Let's go. So this guy I'm going to set to weak. And then I'm going to lace in one more cannon. And then we're going to make a pass at some upgrades on the snipers. And then let's upgrade all of our basics. So this guy I want to upgrade first. I want his to really push his range out some. Trying to eke out a little bit of extra gold by starting that next wave early. Okay. So range is 5.09 versus 4.68. We'll look to upgrade this guy, and then we're going to make a pass on our. I'm going to do damage here. See how that works. Let's do that, and then we've got this guy's level 4, so let's upgrade him first. Just look to kind of get a pass on these basics. We only have 3 basics in this run. The rest are cannons. We're going to need to make a cannon pass as well. I'm going to upgrade the guys that are sitting on the tile bonuses, so they're a little more effective than. So the rotation speed on this guy is 67.8 versus 42.4, and they're the same level. So he's going to be able to really track and rotate much faster. And now we've got some extra range on him as well. So maybe making a pass on these cannons is going to be effective. All right, we're still getting through these rounds. Now, the cannons don't do hardly any damage against these strong runs, so we're really going to need to grab some snipers, get those kind of working as well. I'm going to do the freezing tower, see if we can close this gap a little bit. I know I said I'm going to do the cannons, but I want to close this gap a little bit if we can. And also extend. You see our splat map is pretty bad. We're I was talking about it on the last level that the splat map was going very, very well. But this one is getting really, really far. But hopefully we can start to move them back a little bit as we progress here. And I think these greens should really move back as we progress these cannons. So as we take our cannons and move them up, you see the damage is 28.9 there, 17.7 here. So moving the levels up on the cannons, very, very, very effective as far as their damage is concerned. And that's actually going to help us on our quest as well. See, we only had 6,500 of the 105,000 that we need. So we haven't really progressed that quest all that much. But as we go along, maybe these cannons can help us make that happen. I'm going to upgrade this one next and kind of slow things down. And then we're going to start to put some snipers in over here and try and pick off things as they eke by. One more, we can slow down, and that's nice because the range expands pretty much all the way over here. Let's look at another sniper here, get some more bullets flying around, and see what we can do. I would love to try and squeeze an upgrade on that sniper and then the cannons again, but I think we need to lace these snipers in just so we have more bullets flying. This is a really big, really large amount of these strong that are coming at us. I would like to have. I'm just going to keep him on for the front guy for now. Yeah. Oh, we picked him off right at the end. Awesome. Also, this cannon looks like he's able to fire just a little bit over here as well. So expanding that range on the cannon helped a little bit because he didn't have that kind of range before. All right. Well, while we're waiting, I'm going to change this guy here. And then as soon as I clicked off, he was available. I'm just going to set them to random so they can just fire and try and kill if they can. This guy here, I'm going to keep him at random for now. Range, heavy weapons. I'm going to do the penetrating with this guy. Random. One more, and then we're going to make a pass at doing some upgrades. I really just want this kind of sniper corner established so we're able to get some random damage and kills accumulated in that area up here. Hopefully keep them away from doing damage. For as far as they're getting, I've only taken 1 point of damage. So still have 20 health. All right. I'm going to go ahead and keep this guy on the front, see if we can make it. We stopped that guy even though it was very, very close. So let's do a pass on just the regulars. We only have 3 of them, and although they're basic cannons, they do some work. Or basic tower. I call these guys cannons sometimes too, because they look like they have a cannon. Um, this is the actual cannon here. So we get these upgraded. The first two upgrades on the cannon isn't all that much more expensive, but then you jump, I think, to 110 after this, or 115. Yeah. So the upgrade cost goes pretty steep with the cannons. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing here. I'm going to set this to nearest, and this one to nearest as well. You can keep this on front. I forgot to set those earlier. That. I'm going to bebop over here. I'm going to actually try and get squeeze in an upgrade here. That sniper corner is doing some good work now against these strongs. The strongs were really starting to press. You see the strongs are all dying over here. I'd like to get them dying further down the stream here. And by upgrading the snipers, you upgrade the range some, and it really helps quite a bit. Okay, I'm going to upgrade this guy because he's been doing a lot of work already. He's already level 4, so extending his range and damage and stuff will be nice as well. Excellent. Then again, I'd like to make a loop back around. We probably have to start upgrading the freezing as well. These are cheap, so we're going to go ahead and do this. We're just make one pass on the go damage here. Make one pass on these snipers. Mostly just for the range, going out 5 tiles versus 4.5. Pretty effective. And relatively, the first upgrades on these snipers isn't too bad of a gold coin commitment. All right, so freezing towers. Yeah, maybe freezing tower here first. So here we're gonna do. I'm gonna do damage and hope he can still keep, like, just maybe he can kill something. Yeah, so it was almost full health and he killed that one. So I'm gonna do attack speed here so it can attack faster, coming right out of the gates. Let's upgrade. Level 2. I'm gonna sneak in an upgrade on this cannon if I can. Because I want to do more cannon damage. Okay. So this is 38.6 versus 28.9 now. We finished off our killed by sniper, which is good. So we got at least one quest complete here. Actually gonna upgrade this freezing tower. I want the freezing to go all the way over, so we're pretty good there. This gap is almost closed now. I am going to upgrade this freezing tower as well, just to put more freezing on stuff, slow it down, let the freezing take place. You see some of these strongs are getting double frozen now. You see the 2 frosts here. It means they're getting slowed down even more. So level 3, level 2. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this one. He's doing some work here because he's within that double frost kind of range. All right, this guy's next. And then I might work through the basic towers again because their upgrades are cheaper, and you just kind of need something doing kind of constant damage, randomly picking things off. It just really helps. Now we've got some little extra range over there with the cannon. It's not much, but it will do. Now this guy's already level 5, so he's done a lot of work. I'm just going to lace these in over here. Yeah, all the basic towers are getting pretty much close to maxed. All right, we got our first freezing. I'm going to actually lace in this +3 damage to all frozen enemies. It can stack up to 3 times, just do more damage. So we're starting to take damage up here. Don't like this, but you know, at some point in time, you run up against the wall, and we are at the wall. We're doing a little better with the strongs versus the greens, but whew, starting to get rough. Wondering if I can, I don't know what's going to be more effective going after. We really need to start killing more stuff, but it's already very, very difficult. I don't know if we're going to get to 117. 110, this guy's upgraded. Yeah, I don't know that we're going to get much deeper, but we'll see what we can do. Oh, come on. Oh, maybe the key is maybe the cannons here in this case, because I know it's 100, but it's doing the AoE. Maybe that'll help us get these greens under control a little bit. I mean, I was really hoping we would get the cannons leveled up too, but I think we're pretty much dead. Yeah, the cannons. So we laced in a bunch of cannons there, and you can see we lasted longer from an overall duration, but our score didn't get a personal record, and our waves didn't get a personal record. And I think the cannons look kind of impressive, but they just don't lay out the damage as well as the basic towers and the snipers at the earlier levels. That can change later on though. But we did progress a quest. We also completed a quest. Let's go back and take a look here. Yeah, so we got damaged out cannon. We got about 30,000, around 31,000 of the damage. So we're about a third of the way there here. And then our new quest is enemies killed during one game. Should be able to zip through that pretty quickly as we repeat these levels. But I think I'm gonna call the stream there. I don't think anyone jumped on. It's really early in the morning, but hopefully folks can watch this and get something from it. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're playing Infinite Node, or if you have a channel. Watch a little bit of what you got going on. Happy to subscribe to your channel as well. But I hope everybody is doing well and staying warm if you're in the cold freeze. And take care.